Secretary, I continue to be contacted by veterans here in the ACT who are finding it difficult to find a doctor who will accept their white and gold cards. And if it's all right, I just wanted to read you a few lines from an email I've received from a veteran. I'm writing today as I've spent a very frustrating morning on hold, spending over half an hour each phone call with numerous GP clinics looking for GPs that will see DVA clients in Canberra. When bringing up the issue with DVA, I was told rudely on the phone to just find a new doctor who bulk bills or use my Medicare card. When checking the DVA website to find a GP, the site sent me to a GP directory for my area. After calling the closest clinics, I could not find one single GP that would see DVA clients. I hear politicians saying it's becoming easier for DVA clients to find a doctor in Canberra. The reality is that I now have to travel further from my area just to be seen as a DVA patient, then once again fill out reimbursement forms to get doctors' fees and transport. I've had another Canberran write to me saying that he's noticing that veterans with gold cards are having to find new GPs and specialists. And I know we've spoken about this previously, but I was hoping to understand whether, following the tripling of the bulk billing incentives, you're seeing improvements in veterans bulk billing here in Canberra.
I have Ms Kavanagh, Senator, who can assist with those questions specifically. I just wanted to say at the outset, it's really disappointing to hear of the information that veteran was provided from the department. So I'm happy to look into that because that is incorrect information. We do try to assist, or we seek to try and assist veterans to find a GP who does take a gold card, white card. It is a specific issue in Canberra that is more problematic in Canberra because of a more general issue with GPs as well. But I would like to see what I could do to see about that information that was provided. Thank you. Ms Kavanagh.
Tara Kavanagh, First Assistant Secretary, Program Delivery Division. Senator, Australia-wide, DVA is aware of 36,000 GPs who accept veteran card arrangements. For the ACT specifically, in 24-25, there were 14,852 eligible clients in the ACT, 4,575 of whom were bulk billed under DVA card arrangements.
So is that, what's that, 30%, 33%? Pretty low.
Yeah. I don't have the exact percentage, Senator. I say that number because the number of veterans eligible in the ACT has gone down slightly since the 23-24 year. So in 23-24, there were 15,368 veterans eligible in the ACT. The other number I'll give you is that in the last 6 months, we are aware of 520 GPs who accepted veteran gold card arrangements in the ACT. And 580 within the ACT and Canberra region.
Thank you. I'll come to that in a bit. Is that number increasing or decreasing in terms of the percentage of
it's increasing, Senator. So that compares to the period 1 May to 31 October 2024. There were 528 GPs.
No,
that
sorry,
has
not
gone
the
up
GPs.
to 580.
No, I'll come to the GP numbers because I've got some concerns around them in a bit, but the percentage of gold and white card holders who are bulk billed, is that going up or down?
I'll take that on notice, Senator. I think if you look at the number of veterans having gone down, the overall percentage should have gone up. But I'd just like to take that away and do the sums.
Okay, please do. And I mean, if it's just because the number eligible have gone down, that would also be concerning. Can you talk me through why veterans have to pay the full amount for the GP and then fill out reimbursement forms and send them to DVA? What's the point of having a card if you're having to get reimbursed?
So, Senator, veterans don't have to seek reimbursement for the majority of health services they access. Where a doctor accepts a gold or a white card arrangement, that service is paid for directly by DVA. There is no out-of-pocket expense for the veteran.
Sure.
If the doctor has a clinical need to charge more, the doctor can apply to get prior approval from DVA for a higher fee. Additionally, if for any reason a veteran needs to see a doctor and can't access card arrangements at the time, DVA will also provide reimbursement, but that is not the majority of veterans who are accessing health services.
Okay, well, I'm hearing from a lot of veterans who are saying that they have to sort of process the reimbursement. I want to come to you say there's 520 GPs in the ACT that bulk bill veterans, but we only have around 400 GPs in the ACT. So I'm wondering how you get that number. I understand GPs come and go, but if I read that number, it would mean that basically every permanent GP in Canberra bulk bills if you have a gold or white card. That clearly is not the case.
So, Senator, 580 GPs are in the ACT and Canberra region. So that would include all GPs within 20 kilometres of postcode 2600.
What about in the ACT? Or should...
So the number for the ACT only is 520, 580 for the ACT.
Sure. Who's that according to?
That's according to DVA data on GPs who are receiving payments through white and gold card arrangements.
Okay. I mean, maybe you'll notice if you go back and work out how many of them are actually permanent GPs that are actually in the ACT, because I think that goes against sort of official statistics here in the ACT from the government and from, AMA and others. And maybe you'll notice too how many GP clinics are routinely accepting white cards and gold cards in the ACT. Also wanted to ask about physiotherapy. This is another really common complaint I get from physiotherapists across the ACT and even more broadly about the rates that DVA pay for a physiotherapy session. And I know last time we spoke, you said DVA was contributing to whole of government work in this area, and a lot of work has happened in the NDIS. But could I just check, are you seeing a decrease in the number of physiotherapists accepting DVA rates? And can you provide a state and territory breakdown on that?
Certainly, Senator.
Two more questions.
We're actually seeing an increase overall in the number of physiotherapists who are accepting DVA rates. Overall expenditure for 24-25 was 93.27 million, up from 82.56 million. The number of providers overall for the ACT 2023-24 was 330. 24-25, 354.
Thank you. Just two final questions. If DVA says that all of these things are going up and there's 520 GPs in the ACT who bulk bill, why am I hearing from veterans, like I read out, where they can't find a GP who will bulk bill them, and when they ring DVA, if there were 520, you just point them to the nearest GP, surely, because that's more GPs than we have.
Senator, I think my advice to those veterans would be that DVA is here to help them to find a GP or a physiotherapist who will accept DVA white and gold card arrangements.
But you shouldn't have to if there's 520 GPs who bulk bill in the ACT, then literally every single GP bulk bills if you've got a card, but that clearly isn't the case. So why is there such a discrepancy? I come to estimates and it sounds like more than every GP in the ACT bulk bills. You talk to any veteran and that's not the case.
Senator, if I could just add, we will bring you more information on notice, but my estimation is that the number we're providing, which is an accurate number from DVA's perspective or from our records of where a GP or a physiotherapist has accepted a DVA white or gold card for a service, it could be that that was one service provided.
Yeah.
So that we will come back with a full clarification on that, Senator.
That'd be great,
that's my anticipation.
There's a big difference between a GP who's got an existing relationship with a veteran who bulk bills that person because they know that they need it, versus someone who actually just bulk bills everyone. Just finally on a different, I'm running up against time. I was really pleased to see in the Minister's speech yesterday that veterans, and to quote Minister Keogh, can now get access to the most up-to-date treatments and rehab options, whether that is through world-leading PTSD treatments through MDMA, using MDMA and psilocybin for treatment-resistant depression, or psychiatric assistance dogs. And I wanted to ask about the use of MDMA and psilocybin and how available that will be to veterans, and what the pathway to actually accessing that potentially life-changing treatment is. If there's a veteran in the ACT who has treatment-resistant depression, how do they access this treatment, and what will it cost?
Certainly, thanks, Senator. We have provided some information on that to veterans, and we have put in place clinical guidelines to ensure that veterans are properly supported in accessing those services. So at the moment it's a level 4 service, which means that different treatments would need to have demonstrated to have failed for those treatments to be accepted and supported by DVA. We're obviously very keen to support them where they are clinically indicated, and we have a process that is overseen by our chief psychiatrist and a support team he has around him to look at the requests that come in and ensure that there's proper clinical supervision and support for veterans undertaking that treatment. But we're happy to give you more information on that, but they are the processes that we've put in place. It's all very new, Senator, so there's not numbers there at the moment to report on, but we can certainly provide you information about the process we've put in place.
So, Senator, we held an industry briefing with the Chief Psychiatrist and Chief Medical Officer at the end of October, and so this service has been provided from the 3rd of November this year, and so as the Secretary said, we're just starting to see those applications come through. Very deliberately, because of the nature of the treatment, this is one where the guidelines that have been set down by the Repatriation Commission are very specific in terms of the clinical circumstances in which it's supported, and the role of the Chief Psychiatrist in actually approving treatment ahead of it taking place. So I think we've had, when I last spoke to the Chief Psychiatrist, we'd received one formal application since that date to provide this treatment, and it's something that is genuinely at the leading edge of this particular response. Thank you.
I mean, I understand the caution, but it is TGA approved. We're seeing it used in other countries, and so is there a budget to allow more veterans to access this? Will it be?
Budget constraints.
There's no budget constraint. Okay, so if people meet the criteria, they will get
that's correct,
get treatment they need. Will there be a co-payment?
No.
No, so
fully covered.
It's funded under our normal special appropriation arrangements.
Okay.
So the test is simply the clinical one for previous treatments that haven't worked, and then the endorsement through the guidelines that are published on our website.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate your work on this. That's great news. Thank you, Chair.